Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Boston School Committee's annual organizational meeting. I'm School Committee Chair Jerry Robinson. I hope everyone had a happy and healthy New Year and a restful break. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Pledge
allegiance
allegiance
to the
to
flag
the flag
of the
of
United
the United
States
States
of
of
America
America,
and to the
to the
republic
republic
for which
for
it
which
stands,
it stands,
one
one
nation,
nation,
under God,
under God,
indivisible,
divisible,
with
with
liberty
liberty
and
and
justice.
justice
for-
for all.
Because this is a remote meeting, I will ask Ms. Sullivan to please call the roll.
Thank you, Chair. Dr. Alkins,
Present.
Mr. Cadet Hernandez,
Is he
Ms.
still here?
Lopera,
Okay.
Present.
Mr. Meta,
Present.
Ms. Polanco Garcia,
Present.
Mr. Tran, Mr. O'Neill,
Present.
Ms. Robinson.
Present.
Thank you. Mr. Cadet Hernandez, are you with us? He was here a moment ago. Okay, and Mr. Tran is also absent. All of the members are present.
All right, thank you. Tonight's session is being shared live on Zoom. It will be rebroadcast on Boston City TV and posted on the school committee's webpage and on YouTube. The recording will be available in all of the BPS languages. Tonight's meeting documents are posted on the committee's webpage, bostonpublicschools.org/school committee, under the January 4th meeting link. The 2023 meeting calendar will be publicly posted once it is approved. The meeting documents have been translated into all of the major BPS languages. Any translations that are not ready prior to the start of the meeting will be posted as soon as they are finalized. The committee is pleased to be offering live simultaneous interpretation in Spanish, Haitian Creole, Cabo Verdeano, Cantonese, Mandarin, Vietnamese, and American Sign Language. We will now turn on the interpretation feature. Click the globe icon at the bottom of your screen to select your language preference. I'd like to remind everyone to speak at a slower pace to assist our interpreters. Before we begin further, I would like to welcome our superintendent. Happy New Year, and offer you an opportunity to bring a few words. Greetings.
Wonderful. Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to say Happy New Year to everyone. I hope you had some relaxation in the holidays. For me, it was a real opportunity, this being my 100th day in this week, to just do some reflection. And first, to just offer appreciation for all of your support and the community support, with just a very warm welcome. I also think to just think around the foundation that we're laying right now in some of our key areas, around in the academic lens, with equitable literacy, certainly in inclusion, and a lot of the groundbreaking work that we're doing with our union partners to make that happen, and expanding bilingual education, certainly in our social emotional area around restorative justice, expanding that, peer mediation, working on our social workers and support of a strong MTSS and SST support model. Really looking forward to expanding that as such an important foundation for our academic work. Our school safety, we continue to work on this, our anti-bullying, our prevention, looking at our schools themselves and how we can make our buildings social, emotionally, accessible to our students as places that they want to come into and that they enjoy their learning and that they feel safe physically and socially. Family and community engagement, and all of the work we're doing to build real authentic connection with our families and with our community partners. Strong communication, building back, as we've had in the BPS over the years, trust with our families and strong lines of communication that are open, that are by way, and then finally accountability. And so really this is going to be the work through our budget process as we put our resources to those values to make sure that in the new year we have a strong 2023 and in the years to come. So I'm excited for the work. I really appreciate your partnership in it, and I'm looking forward to our meeting tonight as we set our structures and our norms for the coming year. and to work with you as partners in this endeavor over the next couple. So thank you very much. I feel humbled to be superintendent. Chair, to you, thank you for your leadership and your work, and Vice Chair O'Neill as well. Just really couldn't do this work without all of you. So thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to begin by thanking Mayor Wu for reappointing Mr. Tran and myself to another term with the Boston School Committee. I'm honored to continue my life's work on preparing children for a bright future. Boston Public Schools has entered a new era, and I'm excited as ever to work alongside my fellow committee members and Superintendent Skipper and her amazing team to deliver the world-class education staff and students and families deserve. I want to congratulate Mr. Tran on his reappointment. Unfortunately, he cannot join us today due to illness, but we thank him for his service and wish him a speedy recovery. Any other comments before we move on? So our first order of business this evening is the approval of the 2023 meeting calendar. My fellow members, each of you has received a copy of the proposed 2023 calendar. Are there any questions or comments about the calendar? None. Hearing none, I'll now entertain a motion to approve the calendar as presented, recognizing that at times we might have to make changes to accommodate special circumstances. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion of the motion? Ms. Sullivan, will you please call the roll?
Dr. Alkins,
Yes.
Mr. Cadet Hernandez, Ms. Lopera,
Yes.
Ms. Polanco Garcia,
Yes.
Mr. Tran, Mr. O'Neill,
Yes.
Ms. Robinson.
Yes,
Thank you. The calendar is approved unanimously.
thank you. We'll now move on to the election of officers for calendar year 2023, starting with the chairperson. At this time, I would like to issue a call for nominations for chairperson. Ms. Lopera?
Thank you, Chairperson Robinson. I just want to take the opportunity to nominate you, Chairperson Robinson. I think that you've really been instrumental in, I know at least, paving the way for my engagement in this committee, and I'd like to continue to follow in your leadership. So my nomination is for you.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Are there any more nominations for the person?
Madam Chair, excuse me, Ms. Polanco Garcia has her hand
Oh,
raised.
sorry. Ms. Polanco Garcia, sorry.
Yo realmente, I'm putting in English channel. Thank you, señora Presidente. Yo iba por la misma línea de la señora Lopera. Realmente mi nominación iba para usted también.
Thank
Yo
you very
creo
much,
que-
Madam Chair. I was along the same lines as the other member was saying what I was trying to say. Adelante, Rafaela.
Sí, yo creo que la señora Robinson ha mantenido un equilibrio dentro de lo que es la presidencia del comité.
So I have to point out a couple of different things. Madam Robinson, as a chair, has been able to keep a balance that is required in the school committee.
También igualmente he tenido la oportunidad de compartir con el señor O'Neill y he visto muchos de sus comentarios y aprecio mucho las valoraciones que él ha estado haciendo.
At the same time, I have to say that I had shared many moments as well with Mr. O'Neill, and I do have to say that I do value very much what he's doing, and the values and the comments that he provides are very valuable as well.
En ese sentido, yo lo quiero nominar para vicepresidente.
So with that regard, my nomination goes to Mr. O'Neill as the president.
There was a mistranslation there. Apologies. The nomination that Ms. Polanco Garcia was saying was for chair for Ms. Robinson. Please correct me. Por favor, me corriges.
Sí.
¿Era para Ms.
And
Robinson
vice
o para
chair
Mr.
for Ms.
O'Neill?
O'Neill.
Tú
Vice
estabas
chair.
diciendo Rafael, la nominación
La
para Mr.
presidenta,
O'Neill.
yo dije que nominaba Jerry para la presidencia, que continuara.
Okay, okay.
Y entonces hablé del señor O'Neill para que continuara también como vice chair.
My apologies. Yes, sir. I would support that Mr. O'Neill continues as vice chair, and I would support that Ms. Robinson continues as the president. Yes, I do correct that. My apologies.
Okay,
Apologies for overstepping,
thank
but
you.
I'm sorry
Alrighty.
about that.
All righty, thank you. All righty. Are there any more nominations for the position of chairperson? Hearing none, I would like to close out the nominations for chairperson. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion to the motion? Ms. Sullivan, will you please call the roll?
Dr. Alkins,
Excuse me,
Yes.
Madam Chair, just as point of order, this is a
Yes.
vote on the motion to close nominations. And then the next vote would
Vote
be
is-
for you as chair.
yes.
I just want
Yeah.
to make sure that was clear.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I just want to let people know that Brandon is having trouble with his internet. So he may or may not be able to come back in. All right, he just sent that email. Okay, yes, this is to close the nominations. So Ms. Sullivan, will you please call the roll?
Dr. Alkins,
Yes.
Mr. Cadet Hernandez, Ms. Lopera,
yes.
Ms. Polanco Garcia,
Yes.
Mr. Tran, Mr. O'Neill,
Yes.
Ms. Robinson.
Yes,
It's unanimous. Thank you.
thank you, Ms. Sullivan. The nominations are now closed. With there being only one nominee, I would like to entertain a motion to elect myself, Jerry Robinson, as chairperson. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion to the motion? Ms. Sullivan, will you please call the roll?
Dr. Alkins,
Yes.
Mr. Cadet Hernandez, Ms. Lopera,
Yes.
Ms. Polanco Garcia,
Yes.
Mr. Tran, Mr. O'Neill,
Yes.
Ms. Robinson.
Yes.
The motion is approved unanimously.
Thank you, Ms. Sullivan. And I want to take this time to thank my fellow members for entrusting me with this privilege. It's an honor to lead this body, and I look forward to working together with our superintendent and all of you to tackle the challenging work ahead. We'll now move on to the position of vice chair. At this time, I would like to issue a call for nominations for vice chair. So we've already had one, Mr. O'Neill. So can we use Rafa's initial conversation as the nomination? Or should we have to do it again?
Now that we're in this portion of the meeting,
Yeah.
would you mind repeating it, please?
Yes. So Ms. Polanco Garcia, can you restate your nomination for Mr. O'Neill?
Sí, con mucho gusto.
Thank you.
Así. Mi nominación es para el señor O'Neill. Como dije anteriormente, he escuchado mucho de sus comentarios. He tenido la oportunidad de conocer más de sus puntos de vista y valoro mucho al señor O'Neill como para que continúe en esta posición.
I'm restating the fact that I would like Mr. O'Neill to continue in this position. I do value very much all his comments and the value that he brings to the committee. So I'm supporting him to continue in this position as the vice president of the committee.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations for the position of vice chairperson? Hearing none, I would like to close out the nominations for vice chair. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion to the motion? Hearing none, Ms. Sullivan, will you please call the roll?
Dr. Alkins,
Yes.
Mr. Cadet Hernandez, Ms. Lopera,
Yes.
Ms. Polanco Garcia,
Yes.
Mr. Tran, Mr. O'Neill,
Yes.
Ms. Robinson.
Yes.
It's unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sullivan. The nominations for vice chair are now closed. With there being only one nominee, I would like to entertain a motion to elect Michael O'Neill as vice chair. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Thank you both. Is there any discussion to the motion? Ms. Sullivan, will you please call the roll?
Dr. Alkins,
Yes.
Mr. Cadet Hernandez, Ms. Lopera,
Yes.
Ms. Polanco Garcia,
Yes.
Mr. Tran, Mr. O'Neill,
Yes.
Ms. Robinson.
Yes.
The motion is unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you and congratulations, Mr. O'Neill. Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you to my fellow members. Ms. Polanco Garcia, I appreciated your comments. And I enjoy working with all of you on behalf of the students that we served, and I've appreciated how folks have got more involved this year and look forward to us continuing to evolve and improve and work with Superintendent Skipper in the coming year on behalf of the students that we serve. Thank you.
Thank you and congratulations again. I know this body is grateful for your service and leadership, and I am personally grateful for your wise counsel. That includes our business for this evening. The next virtual school committee meeting will take place on Wednesday, January 11th at 5 p.m. If there's nothing further, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion or objection to the motion? Ms.
Second.
Sullivan, thank you. Ms. Sullivan, will you please call the roll?
Dr. Alkins,
Yes.
Mr. Cadet Hernandez, Ms. Lopera,
Yes.
Ms. Polanco Garcia,
Yes.
Mr. Tran, Mr. O'Neill,
Yes.
Ms. Robinson.
Yes.
It's unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you. The meeting is adjourned. Good night. See you next week.
Night,
Good
everyone.
night, all. And congratulations, Madam Chair, and thank you for your
You
service.
too. Thank you,
Congratulations.
everyone.
Congratulations.
The work is about to begin, so
Oh,
get
yeah.
a lot of rest this
Congrats.
week. Take care.